Raúl Castro charged with murder by U.S. over 1996 plane shootdown. The United States has formally charged Raúl Castro, the former leader of Cuba, with murder in connection with the 1996 downing of two civilian planes operated by Cuban exiles. The indictment was announced by U.S. officials, who have accused Castro and 5 others of conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals, murder, and destruction of aircraft. The charges stem from an incident on February 24, 1996, when 2 small aircraft belonging to the Miami-based group Brothers to the Rescue were shot down by Cuban military jets over international waters. The planes were on a humanitarian mission, distributing leaflets and searching for Cuban migrants at sea. The attack resulted in the deaths of all 4 individuals aboard the planes. Castro, who served as Cuba's armed forces minister at the time of the incident, has long been accused by the U.S. government of orchestrating the attack. The downing of the planes heightened tensions between the U.S. and Cuba, leading to a significant deterioration in diplomatic relations that have persisted for decades. In the wake of the incident, the U.S. imposed stricter sanctions on Cuba, which included travel restrictions and economic embargoes that remain in place today. The families of the victims have campaigned for justice since the attack, and the indictment represents a significant step in their quest for accountability. The charges against Castro come amid ongoing discussions regarding U.S.-Cuba relations, which have seen periods of thawing and renewed hostility over the years. Under the Obama administration, diplomatic relations were restored, and some restrictions were eased. However, the Trump administration rolled back many of those changes, reinstating sanctions and travel bans. The indictment is part of a broader U.S. strategy to hold accountable individuals who are believed to have committed human rights abuses or acts of terrorism against U.S. nationals. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland emphasized that the charges reflect the U.S. commitment to pursuing justice for victims of violent acts, regardless of how much time has passed. In addition to Raúl Castro, the indictment also charges 5 other individuals, though their identities have not been publicly disclosed. The U.S. has indicated that it will seek to prosecute all those involved in the conspiracy, which it alleges was coordinated by the Cuban government. The Cuban government has denied any wrongdoing in the incident and has characterized the Brothers to the Rescue as a terrorist organization. Cuban officials have condemned the U.S. charges as politically motivated and an attempt to undermine the Cuban government. The announcement of the charges has sparked mixed reactions. Victims' families have expressed hope that justice will finally be served, while some analysts warn that the move could further complicate U.S.-Cuba relations, which have been fraught with tension for many years. The legal action against Castro is unprecedented given his status as a former head of state. It raises questions about the implications for international law and the principle of accountability for actions taken by state officials in the context of military operations. As the U.S. prepares to move forward with the prosecution, it remains to be seen how the Cuban government will respond to the charges. The situation could lead to heightened diplomatic tensions, as both nations navigate the complexities of their historical grievances. The indictment adds another layer to the long-standing narrative of U.S.-Cuba relations, which have been marked by ideological differences and a history of conflict dating back to the Cold War. Castro's legacy remains a contentious issue, particularly in light of the ongoing debates about human rights and governance in Cuba. With the U.S. now pursuing legal action against Castro, it signals a renewed commitment to addressing historical injustices and holding individuals accountable for acts of violence against U.S. nationals, regardless of their position or influence.